For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right
You
now.
can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
And
night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
but look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
They said there would be no trash talk, but Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez abandoned that quickly as their press conference erupted into a full-blown verbal war.
We are true fighters.
Yeah, true fighters.
True fighters.
True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. They want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to start.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September.
Both fighters threw away any pretense of respect, mocking each other like bitter rivals. And yes, you already know who threw the first verbal jab.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
You
see.
know it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Billed as the biggest fight of the century, Alvarez showed little concern for the fact that Crawford was jumping up from light middleweight. At one point, he even dismissed the matchup, saying there was no credit in beating someone who started at lightweight. When asked if losing to the two-time undisputed champion would hurt his legacy, Canelo, 34, confidently replied, "He's not beating me. Don't worry. He's not. This fight is already part of boxing history."
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure.
He's good, but I'm better, Canelo declared. People only talk about my power, but I've got the full package. At 34, Canelo is 3 years younger than Crawford. Yet there's pressure on him to pass the torch despite turning pro at 15 and amassing 11 world titles, 27 world title fights, and a total of 67 professional bouts.
Come on, man. Yeah, I know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it on the streets. I'm me against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man gonna whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different. No, it's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing, the beautiful sport of boxing. So that's different, way different than the streets.
Crawford, with 19 consecutive world title fights and the undisputed reigns, is chasing a feat most fighters only dream of. "I'll be the first man to go undisputed in 3 weight classes," he said, giving credit to Claressa Shields for doing it first in women's boxing. "I'm taking those belts and nobody can stop me. Watch me."
However I gotta fight, I'm gonna win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running. You know, I could tell you that. But I will be, you know, doing a lot of touching.
Get me wrong. He's a great fighter, like I say, he's no Canelo.
Canelo began his pro career in 2005 at just 15 years old. Crawford started in 2008 at age 20. Now, with a massive fan base behind him, Crawford says this is the moment he's been waiting for. "I called out Canelo. He's the last big name from that Mayweather, Pacquiao, De La Hoya era. He got the big fights I didn't. This is my shot, my time."
I'm very excited, motivated, because this is all about. I want to make history, and I'm very excited for this fight. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna.
Canelo is now a Netflix star fighting in Vegas's billion-dollar stadium. But Crawford fired back boldly, Canelo can't beat me in or out of the ring. You know what I bring. And I'm not talking about the streets. Canelo responded coldly, forget the streets. This is boxing the real deal.
However they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
After that short backhand force press conference,
After that heated exchange, host Todd Grisham asked both fighters about their mindset. Crawford kept it focused. I don't think about the judges. I control what happens in the ring, and that means beating Canelo clean. He's tough, sure, but everyone could be knocked out. I show up in big moments. I'm not letting him steal mine.
Fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Canelo, who has fought and beaten men both bigger and smaller, says size won't matter. I've been here before. He said, size doesn't matter. I prepare to beat the best. I'm a winner. I'm focused on winning. Netflix and Turkey Alaushik made this happen, and for me, it's about making history.
From memory, that you first thought this fight was a real possibility, that you started thinking about this fight actually happening?
Well, I started thinking about it, a couple of years ago when they started talking about Spence fighting Canelo. Then just, sizing him up like, all right, how tall is he? How long his arms and things like that. Just sizing him up like that and going to his fights and things like that.
With lines drawn and tensions high, both men sent a final message to their fans. I always bring the action, Canelo promised. Thank you for supporting me. Be there in the arena or watching at home when I get that win. Crawford kept it bold and brief. Suit up. We're bringing more gold home. It's a big night for boxing.
Of experts, I think Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think he just wasn't up for the skull fight, and I think different fighters bring different energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight. You're going further up in weight, and they're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of...
Crawford is deadly serious about becoming the first male fighter to be undisputed. In 3 different weight classes, the bout will take place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. With a 65,000 seat capacity, it's also the first boxing event promoted by UFC boss Dana White. This isn't just a fight, it's a shift in power.
Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question.
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick.
Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority has pumped hundreds of millions into boxing over the past 18 months, but rarely does its head sit beside fighters. At this presser, Turkey Alaushik didn't hold back. He told both fighters to forget the games, slam dunk Tom and Jerry style matchups, and demanded violence, knockouts, and real drama. At the opening of a 3-city press tour across Vegas and New York, he fielded more questions than the fighters themselves. It was 25 minutes before Canelo or Crawford even spoke. Saudi Arabia says its sports investments are about economic diversification. Critics say it's PR. Either way, Alaushik is all in, launching Netflix mega events and building a new promotional empire. And Saudi boxing is just getting started.
Dinner to Carcon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. Oscar De La Hoya wastes my time with this question. Of course, this is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport number 1 in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
His name is Turkey Alaushik, His Excellency, and he's the architect behind Saudi Arabia's boxing revolution, backed by deep pockets. I hate Tom and Jerry style boxing, he said, taking a dig at runners and point fighters. I want blood. I want broken faces. That's what boxing means. He didn't set official rules, but his message was clear. Don't stink up the fight or regret it. In their face-off in Riyadh, Crawford stared Canelo down ahead of their super middleweight bout this September. Canelo, coming off a boring decision win over William Skull, didn't exactly impress. That was the first fight of his Saudi contract, and if the tone stays the same, patience may run thin. This fight is more than sport, it's business, politics, and pride.
This is what I want from you to say his name. I decided with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick. And after that, we will go dinner to Gabon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. You waste.
I want to speak to you about some of Turkey's comments. He said he doesn't want Tom and Jerry, people running away in the ring. And what did you make of that?
I agree with that. You know, people want to see a good fight. And I agree with that.
Do you think
because, you know, people come and spend money to see a great fight, and if the other fighter come and run all the night and don't make a good fight, it's deceptional.
Crawford, 37, is moving up the full weight classes 14 pounds to face Alvarez at 168. If he stands and trades with Canelo, fans will go wild, maybe even giving Alaushik the war he wants, but don't expect a reckless brawl. No one tells me how to fight, Crawford said. I've done this my whole life. I'm not running, but I'll be touching him up. Prior to his bout with Israel Madrimov, Crawford had scored 11 straight knockouts. Meanwhile, Canelo insists this fight is historic, but recent performances suggest otherwise. His bout with Skull was flat. Winning is all that matters, he said. But if he'd really listened to Alaushik at dinner or the presser, he'd. No fans and Saudi backers expect more than just a W to Tazzy Brown of fights. Calm compared this bout to Marvin Hagler classics. Canelo appreciated the compliment, but he hasn't scored a knockout since 2021. When he stopped Caleb Plant in round 11, maybe His Excellency will remind him of that over dinner. The presser ended with a stare down, spotlighting both fighters ahead of their undisputed clash on September 13th in Vegas.
You heard His Excellency saying no more Tom and Jerry, no more running, but you're moving up 2 weight classes. It's not going to be smart for you to stand there and hammer it out with this guy. So how do you kind of balance that, not running, but being elusive in fighting Canelo?
However I gotta fight, I'm gonna win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight. And when I've been fighting my whole life, you know, I won't be running.
In an interview with Boxing Social, Shane Mosley was asked if Crawford could actually beat Canelo. His answer wasn't optimistic. I just can't see it, Mosley said. Canelo's got skills too. It's not like Crawford's the only one with tools. He continued, if they were both at 154 and Canelo was still that guy, maybe. But now at 168, I don't think Crawford pulls it off.
Your Excellency, Tazzy Brown from AustraliaFightHot.com. First of all, congratulations for everything you've done for boxing since you've come into the game. You've gave us many great fights, and you continue with Your Excellency to keep giving us greater fights. You're a boxing historian yourself. Do you think this fight resembles Marvin Hagler Sugar in the 80s? The fact that Canelo and Terence Crawford are the 2 great pound-for-pound legends, both first ballot Hall of Famers.
Canelo has ruled the super middleweight division since 2018. After moving up from middleweight, he's already beaten names like Gennady Golovkin, Jermall Charlo, and Jaime Munguia. But if Crawford wins, the undefeated 37-year-old won't just be champion, he'll make history. He'd become the first male boxer ever to be undisputed in 3 weight divisions. That's more than a win, that's a warning shot to every legend, past and future.
I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. I think that the reason why, if Crawford was a mover like the rest of the fight, then maybe he can have a good chance with Canelo. But I think that being that Crawford is a fighter, that's gonna be his problem. He's a fighter. He wants to fight. He's gonna move a little bit, but his heart is not in moving. So he's gonna have to sit there and fight with Canelo. And if you sit there and fight with Canelo, and he's that much bigger than you, then I don't know.